everyone, and welcome to Balance Class. My name is Irit Friedman, and today we'll do some basic balance exercises that you can do on your own in your own home. What you want to do is, first of all, dress appropriately. So wear some comfortable clothes, and the shoes are a very important item. You want to have shoes that are closed from the front and the back to hold your feet very safely. Sneakers, running shoes could be some of the options. No open shoes or slippers because those are unsafe. And as far as what else you need is a chair. You want to make sure that it's a sturdy chair, one that you can trust to be safe, that's heavy enough to carry some weight on. Another place you can do these exercises is the kitchen counter. Very often kitchen counters are about this height here on my side, and they are usually made of very sturdy material so that very often you can lean on them and trust them to be safe. You can have that counter on one side and a chair on the other, or just a chair, two chairs, maybe even a wall in the back. So you want to make sure you're safe. That's the main thing. We're going to start off with a warm-up. And the warm-up can be done either on the chair or standing. I will do it today standing. And then we will do some exercises that are part of the warm-up but are already incorporating balance into them. Then we'll continue with more specific balance with strength exercises. We'll finish with some core and stretching. All of this will take no more than 30 minutes. So let's start. So we're going to start first by talking about your form. You want to stand about shoulder width apart with your feet parallel to each other. And you want to keep your shoulders over your hips and over your heels so that your shoulders are really open. Your chest is open. Your knees, you want to make sure that they're soft. Notice how I'm moving them. This is how I can test if they are soft. You want to keep your abdominal muscles slightly engaged, and then you want to keep your head straight forward, looking to a target that's right in front of your eyes, and could be also a vertical target. And we're going to start with rolling our shoulders backwards, keeping that form, a few shoulder rolls, good. And then we're going to do some shoulder rolls forward just to make sure we're ready for movement. Good. And let's take our hands forward. Let's do some wrist rotations, opposite directions, and then reverse the direction. Good. And then bring your hands above your hips, and let's do some rotations of the midsection. Doing that, make sure your knees are soft, your abdominal muscles are engaged as well to protect your core, to protect your back. And let's reverse the direction now. Good. And a couple more. Good. Now we're going to close our feet together, and we're going to try and reach our hands right above our knees, and we're going to rotate knees, both knees, to one direction, and then we're going to reverse it. Good. Keeping your abdominal muscles engaged the whole time, and your back is straight. Good. Now, for the ankles, you could, if you needed, hold the counter or the chair, and then lift one leg up. In my case, right now, we're going to lift the right leg up, and ankle rotations to that leg. So notice you're already balancing. You're standing on your left leg and lifting the right. Ankle rotations to one direction in the right foot. And then we're going to do the same thing on the other direction. Good. And now try to do point and flex with that foot. Point and flex, keeping your posture. If you need to, hold the chair or the kitchen counter, whatever you have nearby. And then inward, upward with the toes in towards your body and away from your body. Good. And put the leg down. Good. Shake. We're going to do the same thing with the other leg. So this time I'm going to use the counter, but you can use the chair or turn around. Shift your weight to the right leg. Left leg comes up, and we're going to do ankle rotations now with the left foot and rotate rotating, and then the opposite direction. Good. And point and flex, point, flex, good. And then inward with the toes, out, inward towards the midsection of your body and out. Good, and put the leg down. Shake if you need to, if you feel a little bit more activity going. Good, we're gonna continue with this warm-up. As you can see, we're already warm-up. We're doing the warm-up with already some balance exercises. So now we're gonna shift our weight to the left leg. You can use your hand here if you need. We're gonna lift the right knee up to about hip height, and then we're going to rotate that hip to the right. So you're going to do rotation of the hip onto the right side and outward. Keep your balance, keep your form, and of course keep breathing. Good. And we're going to do a few more. Make sure the left knee is slightly loose or slightly bent. One more, and put the leg down. Good job. So we're warming up the movement in the hip, but we're also already balancing. And then shift your weight to the right leg. In that case, you might have another chair there or the counter. Shift your weight to the right. You're going to lift the left knee up, hip height, and then we're going to do the same thing with the left leg, rotating your hip outward. Good. Very good. A few more. Knee on the right leg is bent a little bit, just slightly. Good. One more, and put the leg down. So standing on one leg, put the pressure on that leg, but also the hip was moving. Good. And we're going to continue with another exercise that is basic one for balance, and that's shifting our weight, or our center of gravity as it is called. And so what I want you to do is stand with your feet again, shoulder width apart. Now for this one, you may want to keep that chair right in front of you so that your hands are going to be leaning, in case you need it, on that chair. If you don't need it, you can just leave them above the chair so that in case you need it, you will have a good buffer. I will move the chair away so you'll be able to see what I'm doing, but your chair is in front of you, okay? So first what we want to do is shift your weight to the right so you have more pressure now on the right foot, and then shift your weight all the way to the middle and all the way to the left, and come to the middle. So now as you're in the middle, notice your belly button is in that line that cuts you into half, and even weight is going to both sides of your body. That's why you can stand in this position. Once you shift your weight to the right side, now the right leg starts getting more weight, the right foot feels more pressure, and your whole body moves a little bit. So now the center of gravity is here on the right side a little bit more. And then you're going to move to the middle, and then you're going to move to the left. So when we do that, we get to be a little bit more conscious about how we shift our weight and our balance, and how that is in our power and in our control. So shifted is, notice my whole body moves as one unit. We're going to do that a few more times. And I'm going to stop for a moment. Sometimes people tend to take the hip out, and then the movement becomes a movement from the hip. Try to avoid that, keeping your hips as one unit with your whole body, and now the body shifts all the way to the right and then to the left. So that means that it's like stiff board that's moving side to side. There's no separation between the units of your body. Good. And then come to the middle. We're going to do the same thing, this time forward and back. Forward and back does allow you a little bit more space to use a chair in front of you and maybe another chair or the counter behind you just for the beginning. And we're going to start by shifting your weight forward towards your toes so the pressure will grow under your toes, and then backwards towards your heels. To be safe, I'm going to show you also from the side, but what you want to do is again have that chair in front of you, and if you need to, either another chair or maybe kitchen counter behind you, in close enough to allow you to count on it for safety. So I'm going to shift my weight. I'm showing you from the side, shifting my weight to the toes forward, and then I'm shifting my weight backwards to my heels, but my feet stay on the floor and heels and toes do not leave the floor. Notice from the side way how my body moves as one stiff board all the way forward, all the way back. Stop for a moment. Sometimes you'll be tempted to do this, taking your upper body forward and then your upper body backwards. Try to avoid that. We're really trying to put one unit in the body, shifting the whole way towards your toes. The pressure grows there, and then you shifted the weight backwards toward the arches of your feet and then towards the heels. Good. And what we're going to do now is we're going to add to it. We're going to try to shift the weight enough to lift the heels and actually stand on your toes. I will show you that. Again, you could probably feel much safer having that chair in front of you in order to do the forward and backwards movements, or one chair in front and one chair at the back. I'm going to move this away so you can see me, and I will also show you from the side how it looks like. So first of all, we're going to shift our weight forward towards your toes, and then if you can, lift your heels up towards the ceiling, and then put your heels down. Shift your weight again forward, lift your heels up, stay there if you can for a couple of seconds, and then move your heels down. I'm going to show you how it looks from the side with a chair in front of you. You're going to shift your weight to the front. If your hands need to, they are touching the chair. Heels are up, and then you move down. Yes, and let's do that a few more times. Belly button in. Notice that my head is aligned with my back so that my spine is completely upright and straight. My face are looking straight forward at eye level. Very often people tend to look at the floor and they do this. Notice that causes shift forward of the weight. We want to stay very stable. Hold it. Good. And we'll do that a few more times from the front, forward, lift your heels up and down. Every time you go up, try to see if you can stay a little longer, and down. Let's do one more, and let's see if we can stay there for about 30 seconds. Take a break if you need to, and I'm going to look here for 30 seconds on the clock. Belly button in, focusing forward into a vertical line in front of your eye level. Good. And I'll be looking a little bit to the side just to make sure when the 30 seconds are done. We're actually very close. We have now less than 10 seconds. We have about 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. And put your heels down. If you were able to stay the whole time, you should feel your calves mostly working, but your whole body was working to allow you to stay balanced. Now we're going to try to do the opposite, is move our weight towards your heels. In this case, if you haven't done this before, you might want something behind you as well. And so you're going to have the chair in front of you and back, and you're going to shift your weight towards your heels, lift your toes off the floor, and then move down. Once again, shifting your weight backwards towards your heels and down. Notice that sometimes it's a little harder to stay on your heels than it is on your toes. So make sure you're staying safe. Good. Let's do that a few more times. Stay there as much as you can. If you need to, your hands are on the chair. Good. Let's do a couple more times. I'll show you from the front. Good job. So one more, and let's stay there if we can for 30 seconds, which is harder without putting your hand on the chair. I will try. If I fall, I might hold to the chair again. Oops, like now. And good. Very nice. We got 15 more seconds. Try to be there. Good. 10 more seconds. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. I almost get it. So you should have come from the back all the way to the front. Good. Shake your legs a little bit. Take a break if you need to. Good. If you need to sit down a little bit, of course, that's a good time. I want to do another exercise here now. For this, I will, you can use the chair. I will use the bar just because I think it will be easier for you to see me. And then I will switch side by holding the chair. So your chair or the back of the chair will be on your right side so that you could put your right hand on the back of the chair or on the counter. Your position is the same as before, shoulder width apart, belly button in, and ears over your shoulders, shoulders over your hips, hips over your heels, belly button in, and knees are soft. Good. Shift your weight to the right leg now. What we're going to do is shift the weight, lift the left leg off the floor, bring the toes a little bit inward towards your middle of your body, and then you're going to take a kick to the side. And as you do that, you should feel the side muscles, the glutes and the abductors on your left leg. Of course, the right leg is also working because it is carrying your whole body. So you can hold your hand on the bar or on the chair, or you can do it without, depending on how you feel safe. Good. We're going to do a few more of these. Breathe, concentrate, and head is looking straight. Good. And one more, and release. Good. Shake. Now we're going to do the same thing on the other leg. So I have the chair here to allow you to do it right away. So if you have another chair, either turn it around if there's only one chair, so you can still see me and do that. Now you're going to shift your weight to the left leg, and you're going to lift the right leg off the floor, turning your toes a little bit inward towards your body, keeping that left knee slightly bent, and then kicking out to the side. Don't forget to breathe. You want to breathe with the effort part, which is lifting the leg up. Your left leg is also getting tired because it's carrying your whole body. And we've got a few more of these. You want to do maybe 10 or 12 or even 15 of these when you do this exercise. You're going to do a few more. And last one. And put your foot back. Good. You're going to shift your weight now. Wonderful. Now we're going to try and do the same thing, working on our front and back muscles. So we were working on the side muscles. They're very important muscles for our balance and strength in our legs. Now we're going to try and work on the front part, which is the hip flexors. So we're going to shift our weight first to the right leg. We're going to lift the left leg off the floor. If you can, bring the knee approximately in hip height. And from this position, just extend the knee and kick forward. Good. So again, your hand can be here if you need to, belly button in. Shh. If this is hard to stay, you can take a break. Good. And if it's really hard to stand right now, you can do that in a chair, to take a little break and to do that sitting down. Good. Couple more. And one more. And put the leg down. Notice that the last one I'd like to hold a little more, just to feel the effort at the end. Shifting your weight to the left leg. Hand is on the left side if you need to. Right leg comes up. And same thing. Shh. Exhale when you kick. Inhale when you relax. Just a couple more. And if you can, hold it for a second and move down. Good. We're going to work on the back of the leg, the hamstrings, and a little bit of your glutes. I will show you this one from the side because it will be hard to see otherwise. So the other exercise that we were doing, we were lifting the leg and kicking this way. Now we're going to work on the back, so we're going to kick backwards. Belly button in, shoulders over your hips, and then you're going to shift your weight to the left leg first, and you're going to kick back. Notice that my knee is slightly bent and I'm kicking with a leg that's going backwards, almost straight but not completely. You want to lift it backwards slowly to feel those muscles in the back of the leg. Good. And a couple more. Hold, belly button in, and good. So in this exercise, if you kick back too far and too jerky of a movement, you could hurt your lower back. So I want you really to be conscious about it. We're going to do the left leg. I'm going to show you from the side and then to the front. Shifting your weight to the right leg now, bringing the left leg up, the right leg up, and kicking back. Back. Good. Back from the side. So you're balancing on your left leg, left knee is soft, and you're kicking with the right. So pretty much you're strengthening both legs and working on balance at the same time. And one more. Last one, and hold, and release. Good. Very nice. We have one more side, the inner thighs. We can also do that standing. So we're going to start by the right side, hand on the chair if you need to. Shift your weight to the right leg again. Open the toes of the left foot out so they are facing outward. Lift the foot up. Now you're going to kick that like a soccer ball, crossing your foot across the right leg. If you are doing it the right angle, you should feel your inner thighs, your adductors, working. And of course the right leg is carrying your whole body, so that's working as well. We're going to do a few more of these. One more, and last one. Stay there if you can, and release. Good. Shake, shake. The breaks, you can take them longer. You can pause the video sometimes if it's something you watch on your TV through YouTube. Shift your weight now to the left leg. We're going to do the same thing. Take your toes on the right foot to face outward and keep the toes that way all the time. Shift the weight to the left so you can bring the right leg up, and then you're going to cross it as if you're kicking a side soccer kick. Keeping your body towards the front. So your whole body is facing the front, but the leg goes diagonally up and to the side. You want to do a slow movement rather than a quick one to make sure you're working those muscles rather than using momentum on the hip. Hold and release. Good. We're almost done. What we're going to do now is a little bit of core, and we're going to start with we're going to sit down for a little bit because some of you may have been a little tired. You're going to sit at the edge of your chair, and you're going to put your hands on your chest, belly button in, and lift the heels if you want to, or leave them on the floor. We're going to go a little back, a little forward. Your belly button is sucked in to protect your lower back, so make sure you're doing that. Good. You can reach as much as you can at the back. You do not have to touch the back of the chair, but you do want to feel your work around that core. You'll feel some lower back movement, and that's okay. And of course, your abdominal muscles as well. Do a few more. Good. And last one. And forward. Good. Very nice. We're going to do one more exercise. We're going to do the sit to stand, which is always a good exercise to do for strength, for balance, for anything you wish to be strong at. I always say this is, if I had to choose only one exercise, that's the only one I could do, it will probably be sit to stand. So we will make use of what we learned earlier to shift our weight forward and backwards. We're going to make sure that our feet are about shoulder width apart. We bring our feet a little bit closer to us. And then you can use your hands on the chair if you need to, your help with the handles. If you don't need the hands on your chair, the hands on your handles, you can put the hands down here, up here, which helps. Down here, crossing, it's a little bit harder. So I'm going to do that, but you're going to choose the one that's best for you. Belly button in, you're shifting your weight a little bit forward towards your toes, and when you're ready, you're going to stand up. And then as you sit down, you make sure you're in the right distance, and you're going to sit down all the way down without killing any birds, as I like to say. Imagine there's a little birdie on your chair, and if you fall to the chair, you will kill it. So you want to come down really slow. If you feel like you really cannot do it slow and you are falling into the chair, maybe you can use your hands on the handles of the chair, if there are any, or on the sides of the chair to help you come down a little bit slower. Good. So do at least 10 of these if you can. If you cannot do 10 today, maybe next time you'll be able to do a few more than what you did today. This is a skill, so we only get better if we practice. Good, belly button in. As you notice, I'm looking straight forward all the time instead of downward towards the floor. Good. I'm going to do 2 more. If you want to do a few more on your own, go for it. If you're really tired, you're going to stop, or maybe you already stopped then. Take a break. Good. We're going to stretch real quick. Take the right leg forward, hands on the left side. Take a deep breath and hinge forward. Toes are facing up on the right leg. And you're hinging forward with your upper back, even though it's straight, you should feel the back of your leg. And come up. Let's switch legs. Deep breath. Good. Come up. For the piriformis stretch or glute stretch, you're going to lift that ankle over the left knee, right ankle over left knee. If it's comfortable, if it's impossible or very uncomfortable, knee over knee or ankle over ankle. I'm going to go to this because I can do this position. Take a deep breath. Stretch, hinge forward to feel a stretch on your right side of your glutes. Deep breath again. And let's switch legs. Same thing. Ankle over knee or knee over knee or ankle over ankle. Take a deep breath. Good. These are muscles that we worked on. We definitely want to give them some stretch. Nice. For the hip flexor, you're going to turn your body and take that right leg to the side. Lift your right hand up and maybe slightly lean back as long as you feel that stretch here in the hip flexors. Breathe and release. And then the other side. Good. Very nice. And for your inner thighs, open your knees and feet out and just press a little bit out to feel that stretch in your inner thighs. Good. And release. And you can stand up or stay seated. Let's take a deep breath. Hands up. And exhale. One more time. hands up and reach and exhale. And thank you for coming, everyone. I hope you enjoyed it. This is a type of exercise class that you can do daily. If it's hard in the beginning, it will get easier the more you practice. And if it's easy, then there are ways to make it a little bit more complicated. Feel free to comment on that, okay? Thank you and have a wonderful rest of your day.